We're on. Hello and welcome to Conscious Gatherers. My name is Beverly Thompson.
And I'm AJ Royce.
We welcome you to episode 155.
As we never know exactly how it's going to work out, the information that comes through or whatever that we talk about, and it can come through on just a lot of it through conversation. And
It does.
Yes, it does. That give and take of just talking from your heart. It's a beautiful thing.
It really is, and a few ahas, and during the process. And I'm just going to go. When we started out this morning, and we spoke to our galactic friend that we have been speaking to, so we have been in basically constant contact with them. Yet not all the time, but I know that there's that energetic connection there, and so it's easy to go there when that energetic connection is both ways. So so we did get a little bit more information. I've been calling these beautiful beings our galactic friends, and I finally said, "Do you have a name?" and the male step who has been talking to us most of the time, he just says, "Just call me Axel." and I think about the word axle, and so I thought, well, that fits. So Axel gets things moving. So and the wheels are on the axle, right?
Yeah.
It's another way to look at it. So I thought, okay, thank you, Axel. So indeed, that conversation did come through today, and I got part of it, and it wasn't quite understanding of what he was trying to show us, and we're going to explain that in just a moment. And you've got, the take on what some of this means. So we're going to be going back and forth quite a bit. And please, just put your finger up or knock me on the side or whatever and say,
kick your foot, say, wait a minute.
Yeah, exactly. Like, let me take over on this. So, that's fine, because I like to keep the conversation going since we're live, obviously. That's what you do in a podcast. So, I guess. But anyway, that will probably happen a few times during this, but we're going to explain next. But we do thank you for being here with us. And, we've had some interesting conversations. And this last podcast was one such discussion. I don't know if that's quite the correct word, but things are happening as you well know on this earth plane, and it's absolutely amazing. I did tear up a little bit this week on hearing about Charlie Kirk, and I have watched a few of his takes and conversations with some of the young people and older. I did not listen to his podcast, but he does feel heart centered. So if you agree with him or not, I don't think it matters. But to me, he was quite the man, and young. I mean, he was 31 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and worldwide they're holding vigils. Worldwide, thousands and thousands and thousands of people. To me, it's just absolutely amazing outpouring of love because they could feel what he was giving to humanity.
Yes, and he had that. He loved the conversation, the give and take of the dialogue between people, and that's how we open up to each other. So I'm going to mention this. I was sitting watching the news, and I was sobbing, and my brother went and got the mail and brought it back and handed me a piece of mail that came right then, and it was from Charlie. And so, man, I tell you what a man, what a gift. So I,
He definitely had it. And he also learned from that give and take in the dialogue. As the one I was watching, he some information he did not know, and he's like, I didn't know that. And so, I could see him taking that in
Yeah.
and probably researching, like, oh, and then, but he learned through the whole process, just as we
Yeah.
learned along with his outpouring of strength and courage of what he was trying to get through to people. So
yes, he he moved a mountain.
yeah, I sure did. And so it's like, all right, thank you, Charlie Kirk. So,
Yes.
uh, all right, let's move on. Earlier today, Axel, you know, did come in, and I do feel that these Axel's part of the Galactic um, Federation. And I see him more on a ship, not on a planet. And so, where's he from? All that, all the details. I don't know. I feel a lot of these people are more Nordic looking. And those of you who are not familiar with the Nordics, and they usually are, they may be a couple thousand years old and look like they're 30, and they're built like they're 30. I think we did talk about that this last episode.
Yeah, yeah. You'll hear about Pleiadians looking like they're they just do nothing but work out, because they're just so perfectly built. The Nordics are a bit taller and uh, very well built themselves, but comparing the two, what I have seen, I would say that they are more slender and well built, but not the muscle tone that's visible.
Well, I just heard, okay, I just heard we are a mixed breed. So it's like, okay, so they're a mixed breed. But they're truly lovely, lovely beings that are, they're here to, when I say here, to help us on this earth plane as we're moving through the ascension phase. So are you ready to get into, or do you want to add to that before we get into what?
No,
Okay.
let's go for it.
Okay. Oh, all right. Early on this morning, I heard, or Axel said, something big. No, try again. Something is being inserted into our reality. And then I heard cornerstone, and I could see like in a cornerstone of the building. And so there was this big rock. So I'm like, okay. Then I heard there's a blackout behind it. And so it's just kind of like odd, like a new cornerstone is being placed. What's behind it is going to be gone. Another blacked out, moving out of existence. I think that's what that means.
Or moving beyond what has been.
Yeah, yeah, okay. And then I heard turning point, and of course I thought of Charlie Kirk because that's what he called his podcast, Turning Point. That's his whole end of. I thought, well, that's an interesting name. I mean, even though I heard it, I didn't all take that in until
Yeah.
after his death.
So
So
it seems to really be quite poignant now.
yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely a turning point. And then I heard point of no return. So talking about that new cornerstone and the blackout behind it. Um, then I heard newfound freedom, and that means there's talking about point of no return. The hierarchical living is quickly fading, not to return, and more exposure to come. More exposure. So you've got a little more
Exposure
information.
or disclosure?
Exposure. What I
Okay.
wrote.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
uh, it's to me it's the same thing. I mean, exposing
I can see.
some of the things that have gone on,
Okay.
and also where we're going. So it means quite a few things.
Okay.
All right, and You ready to jump in yet?
Sure. Well, we when we started off today, we noticed it's like a sphere surrounding us, and actually the house
Mm-hmm.
that was kind of like an opaque white, um, and then a an energy came down through it. Bev saw it as a spiral.
Like a gold spiral.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I saw it just kind of like as a shaft of light.
Mm-hmm.
But I think boiled down to the same thing in energy going down through it. Um, and that was when you got that something was being inserted into our reality.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, and what I got from that was Merkaba nesting, like the energy field when we are consciously engaged with our energy field. It is in movement. And with things changing, things in transition as they are here on the earth right now, this new uh, uh, energy or whatever is being inserted into our reality. It's giving the Merkaba a nesting place. So it's like uh, buffered from the mundane during the transition phase of the earth.
Explain Merkaba for those that don't understand. What is the Merkaba?
Well, people have described it as like two two pyramids uh, merged, one with the apex toward the top, the other with the apex toward the bottom. And so you have this triangle and that triangle. And when the two merge, it kind of creates the star. What is that? Um, I know that word. Anyway, it's a it's a shape that is two pyramids put together, overlapped.
Tetrahedron?
Yes,
Tetra.
star tetrahedron.
Mm-hmm.
So you can look that up and see how intricate it is. But it's in movement. The top spinning one way and the bottom spinning the other way. So it's quite an active mechanism, but it can surround us. And there have been stories of quite advanced beings being able to use it to travel from one place to another. And so, that's something in store for us.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just an energy field, activated energy field.
So it's a way of traveling in our physicalness. And so to come, so interesting, and it's for everybody. I mean, we each have our own. We don't all get into one Merkaba unless it's a ship, but you don't call it Merkaba or Merkaba. Some people use, where you put the accent on the word.
Mm-hmm.
I say Merkaba. Yeah, so that's interesting. Okay, go ahead.
Um, then I got the word trials, and then tribulation no more. Stand tall, the end is near, the end of persecution for all people everywhere. Truth is being exalted and distributed through nature. So it's like, in some biblical teachings, you've heard it said that if God couldn't use the people, He said, "I'll use that stone." So it's like all that is will make use of whatever to get a job accomplished. So in this case, nature is being used. Even the flowers are showing the truth through beauty, and surely the animals, through their eyes, are projecting it. I've been noticing this with looking into the eyes of some dogs that are in the neighborhood, and oh boy, they will communicate with you, no doubt, and you feel it throughout. If you're willing to go that route. I'm a lover of the animals and always have been, and so I connect with them, and it's a heart to heart thing. You know, it's like there's no distance between us, and so nature is showing us um, the beauty, the truth. If we'll pay attention, we'll see it, we'll feel it, we'll hear it. So it's being delivered to us.
The big thing is pay attention.
Yep, yep. Because our lives are so busy these days, and there's so much incoming all the time, whether it's technological or any other. Just people, just talk. And a lot of people have a hard time finding just some stillness anymore, and it's in those still moments that you begin to take it in. You actually begin to connect with what it is that you're in the midst of. So whether you're in the midst of a person, an animal, a flower, the clouds, whatever, when you take that moment to be in the stillness, that's when you connect. That's a special time.
Yeah, I is. Talking about stillness, the last couple of days, it's like, yeah, I use my phone a lot, and so I really started kind of getting bored, and I thought, why am I on this phone? Checking things out, and then after a while, I put it down and just turn it off. It's like, okay, enough of that, because it wasn't fulfilling me at all.
Yeah, it's empty.
It was
It's
empty.
empty. Even you can look up some really cute things, and some animal videos and things like of that nature that will lighten your day. Make you feel better. But as far as really feeling connected, it's when you're disconnected from the technology, because we have our own built-in technology, the technology of the spirit. And when we start making use of that more, rather than relying on the technological doodads, that's when we really begin to advance as a people, as a species. There's no distance we cannot go. There's no height we cannot reach when we're connected. It's just amazing.
It's like working with Axel or the Galactic Federation, and it's just easy to connect because it's that energy is already there. And so, yeah, I can look now, I can see them. And so, and obviously they can see us too. And so, yeah, I can see them smiling and seeing them do that. Okay. So it's interesting. And that's the technology that we have within us. A lot of people use it. They don't even realize they're using it. But it'll become more apparent for many people that, oh, that's what's going on, because the synchronicities are there, and they think it's God. Well, yeah, it is, but it's the God in you.
Yeah, the way I perceive it. There is no place where God is not. God is deep within. God is throughout. God is all around and far beyond.
Just is. Yeah, I wrote a few things that I haven't shared with you yet, so I was going to wait to the end. But
well, if it fits, do it.
Okay, before we get to what the blocks, Axel was showing me some blocks. Yeah. All right. Yeah, this is what I haven't shared with you yet. Okay, within the mind of all creation, we live. Within all is creation. beyond the mind. So what is it? We call it consciousness. And it's consciousness of the whole of you along with it all, or within the all. I think that's probably a better way of saying it. To usurp your own qualities is to usurp God. You are that God in action that no man put asunder. That was it.
So there.
Yeah. So there you go.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
I
go.
think this last thing
Okay.
that we didn't know what we got.
Yes, this
from
is
each
actually
other.
right before we came live. So
Yeah, right before we came
Yeah.
live.
Yes.
This is what I got, and I think it kind of fits with that.
All right.
When we make an offering of goodwill, offer it and let it flourish in its own time. We are guardians of the gifts we hold, and each gift fits into the puzzle of life. It cannot be forced. It cannot be destroyed. It flourishes and causes that which is around it to flourish when the time is right.
Wow. I'm gonna write that out. That's beautiful. Wow. Wow. Yeah, you might, when you take a look at this podcast, you can use the transcript and see it in writing. But I think that's something that we all should look at.
Yeah,
Just the
every
words.
once in a while there may be some words that don't quite turn out what we said.
Yes.
But just listen.
I have a funny story on that, but I guess I better not go there right
Okay.
now. We're being serious. All right. Back to talking about what Axel was showing me. And I was seeing him, okay, this is our galactic friend. I was seeing him stack these wooden blocks, about so big, and I mean like squares. And he was stacking one on top of another, like a child would. And wood, they weren't marked like raw wood. And then he puts his hands out to the side like, ta-da. And I'm like, okay. So like, what are you doing? What does this mean? And and I just a moment here. I'm reading my notes. I can telepathically hear him then saying, "What are you going to do with this?" I'm still like, hmm. And he said, "A conundrum." And then you figured out the 5D chess and 5 layers.
And but the first thing that came to me was the building of towers. We build these structures. They can be spiritually built. They can be physically built. It doesn't matter. It still applies. We build, and then that which has been built, it comes to a time when it's like, it doesn't really fit anymore. And so we tear it down and build something better and something that really means more to where we have progressed to. And so that was the first thing that I got. And about the blocks themselves, the blocks have become key players, 5 of them, each holding the cards, 5 cards, to play the game. Last phase, countdown has begun. So we are holding the cards to play this game a little better, this game we call life. And we can do a lot better than we have been doing. So it's up to us to build something more appropriate, something that really fits and evolving character.
Okay. I did receive more to share here. But you mentioned the five. The meaning of five is
Change. Change is a big one. Change and freedom.
we're in it. We're in it. As I heard clearly, grand finale to soon start, and grand it is. Like, whoa. So, grand finale to soon start, and grand it is.
The countdown has begun.
Yep, the countdown has begun. And then I got the sweetness bruise on the forefront of your new reality. Coming soon, like you see movies and you see coming soon. I was seeing that. A new pattern, a wave of eternal bliss is like, excuse me, read my writing here, is likely to hit most of humanity. Not everyone will feel it, but it is real. An opening of a new paradigm. Which, we have talked about this, but it's that a new pattern, a wave of eternal bliss. It's really, with what we're going through, it's really hard to imagine, but we're going there because all this other stuff has to go away. That new cornerstone is being built.
Yeah, all the old stuff that doesn't fit anymore is being forced out.
Yeah.
Doesn't fit.
Yep. And then I heard the word apocalypse, and I believe that means change. Right. And then it was like I saw a line, and then it came to excuse me, so weird. Then it came to a line came down, and then I saw a line go like this, and so it's like, okay, that means a couple different things. One is the old system is leaving, so the old system is falling and leaving, and I'll tell you what those systems are, and they're moving on to the new system. And the one old system that is falling is the monetary system. And so I think a lot of us have heard about this for quite a long time. So don't freak out. The old, the dollar is falling, and that's going to, affect currency around the world. And so that's why we're having this change of currencies into cryptocurrencies and various others. That doesn't mean that these currencies are going to be able to be hacked into, or CBDCs where you need to have the thumbprint and all of that. I'm hoping it doesn't come to that anyway, because that sounds like control, and what I'm seeing is less control. Okay. The other thing is I received a few minutes ago is that the world will be governed into a cohesive interplay of ideologies through the use of communities intermingling in a respective whole. So it'll be more community based, and it'll be it's what they're saying is a cohesive interplay, and so we all have our strengths and whatever, our various cultures, but it'll be more of a intermingling in a respective sense.
Well, that makes me think about the barter system,
Mm-hmm.
about how one community might be really good at doing this thing here, and another community is good at doing that thing there, and but they can fit together. They can serve one another,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And right now, it's that what we're seeing is a lot of division, and a lot of people are not having. They're saying no more. We're done with that.
Yeah.
And so you're seeing people around the world come together, or they don't like the way they're being governed. And I tell you what, they're speaking out, especially in Europe. It's just huge, millions, thousands in some areas, millions in others that are coming out and said, no, we're not doing that. And so, people are speaking up because, they're tired of living that way. And and being disrespected. And so it'll be respected. Everybody for, you know, everybody will be respected, no matter their race, religion, whatever it may be.
Yeah, and
So I see it.
it has always, well, it's befuddled me to think that here we are in 2025 and people are still thinking about the color of your skin. Why? Or your religion? Why? You
Or
know?
or is this a psyop, which I actually think it is, being perpetuated on us, and to keep the division going, because that way we can be controlled. And
Yeah,
and
but
that's why
what I'm
people are saying
thinking,
BS.
yeah, what I'm thinking is, why are we even going there? Why would you buy into such an idea when it's like
Hmm.
it's illogical? So wake up.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bunch of BS. So like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. So anyway, I think a lot of people are realizing that, and they don't want to be pushed into a corner to believe in one direction and one direction only, or pushed aside and not recognized or respected. And people are saying no more.
Yeah, I think there's something to be gleaned from everyone, when we, like Charlie did, open up the dialogue. Let's talk about this. Let's
Hmm.
find out, what is the truth in what we're talking about. Let's talk. Let's talk and put the
Hmm.
pieces together. Find out what's real, what's truth.
It's like what you said, what you received about the puzzle, and I thought that was really well said. As one piece affects another and another and another. Of course, I'm paraphrasing what you
Mm-hmm,
said, but
mm-hmm,
you said it
mm-hmm.
beautifully. So anyway, it's happening, and so we're seeing the grand finale, and the countdown, as you said, has started. So it's like, whoa. So
Yeah,
yeah, so I'm excited.
yeah, it's an exciting time to be alive, truly is.
Hmm.
And we all are here because we raised our hand and said, I want to be here now, and we were fit to be here, or else we wouldn't be here.
That's right.
We're doing our part. After I got the thing about the countdown has begun, I asked, well, what is the desired end of all of this? And it is to establish once and for all peace, prosperity, and the pursuit of happiness and the acquisition of it. It is through goodwill toward all that happiness is acquired. So I thought that was kind of profound, and I was seeing Ben Franklin's face right here when I got that part about the pursuit of happiness and the acquisition of it. So I believe that what our forefathers truly had in mind in the beginning is being redirected to be fruitful and to become the reality for all of us.
I think it's one of these days where like, okay.
Oh,
So,
I've got
yeah, go ahead.
got more of
Good.
that.
Okay, more.
When we make an offering, wait a minute, I already read that, of goodwill. That's the puzzle stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I already read it.
All right. All right. Thank you. Does anybody have any comments or questions? Because we did cover quite a bit, actually, some deep thought stuff.
Yeah.
But
I did want
it's
to
us.
I did want to give a shout out to a new person that I met this past week by the name of Victoria. So Victoria, if you find your way to this podcast, thank you for the wisdom that you shared with me. I'm very grateful. You never know who you're going to meet at the copy store.
It doesn't matter where.
That's right. That's
It
right.
may be unexpected, but yeah, it's in the ethers or the field. It's like, yep, you're supposed to meet. You're supposed to hear that at that particular time. And sometimes you do realize it, other times you don't. But I tell you what, you're going to be more aware the more you grow within yourself and you start seeing these synchronicities. So pay attention. Remember to look in the mirror and say thank you.
Yeah,
I
that's
did
big.
do that.
I
Excuse
did.
me.
I did too. After you pushed my face in it.
I said, stop, you're in front of the mirror. I did say thank you. So acknowledge and you'll smile. So anyway, thank you all. I appreciate your being here, and we appreciate any sharing that you can that you want to share with us, and we're actually the world, and not to scare you when I say it's the world, but it is, because it's, each of us affect everything else, and so know that you're truly loved and be loved, and just let your light shine. So thumbs up too. We appreciate that too. So if somebody just
Yeah.
did that. We appreciate that.
Thank you. Um, uh, I just wanted to make mention of the families and friends of those who passed at 9/11 and who were remembered this past week. And so it seems like right now there are a lot of people who have been in the limelight, so to speak, who are transitioning. And so we usually call that a time of a mass exit. So
Mhm.
that is, um, we remember these people um, with gratitude, even if we didn't agree with whatever it was that they did or took part in. They drew our attention to something. And if we'll look deep enough, we'll see something that means something for us in our own lives. And so I'm very grateful to everyone who is here on this planet, and the planet herself, because she is quite alive. And I'm very grateful that you have all decided to be here at this time, and you stayed. Thank you so much.
Give yourself a hug. There you go. All right. Love to you all. And the show is on, or they call it a game, and that gets us in a whole nother
Yeah.
conversation. But
Yeah.
I'm just going to leave it at that. But it's life, and we're living it here on this earth for, as you said, for a reason. We're here for a reason. So um, we do what we love, and that affects everything. So do remember that, and send out lots of love messages to your loved ones, to your friends, and to those that you don't know. Just a nice glance and acknowledgement, and that's respect to that other person. They're going to feel it.
Yeah, just to smile at somebody that you never saw before in your life, maybe never will again, but just to share a smile.
Mhm.
99% of the time, you'll receive a smile back. It A smile changes people. It lifts them up, and you never
Mhm.
know what it is that they have gone through that day or
Mhm.
in their lifetime, but it lets them know that people care. So,
Mhm.
so share your smiles.
There you go. All right. Well, thank you. We'll be back in 2 weeks, and hold on to your hats.
Yeah, and your butts. 'Cause here we go.
Yeah. So, we'll see what happens. As I say, if every 2 weeks, that's what's going to happen next. But anyway, I think it's more of an understanding of ourselves, and we're making it, guys. We're making it, and
Yes, and your presence here makes a difference.
it does. So again, pat yourself on the back, love yourself, and let that love be known. All right. Good day.
Bye.
Bye.